Okay, so let's talk about what's happening right now. We are deep in the middle of the great AI gold rush of 2025. It feels like every single day there's a new breakthrough, a new promise, and a new problem. So today we're going to try and cut through all that noise. We're going to figure out what's real, what's just hype, and most importantly, what it all actually means for you.
I mean, just think about your day. You probably woke up and scrolled through a news feed that was curated by an AI. Maybe you used an AI-powered map to get to work. AI is already woven into the fabric of our lives. It's not some far-off sci-fi concept anymore. It's here.
And that leads to the biggest question of all, right? It's not about which company has the best tech, it's about trust. Can you trust the news summary it gives you? Can you trust the decisions it makes? When an AI can be so convincingly right, how do you know when it's convincingly wrong? That's the challenge we're all facing.
All right, so to really get our heads around this, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big dream of AI agents and see how it stacks up to reality. Then we'll look at the new battlegrounds, your browser, your OS, where the tech giants are fighting for control. We'll peek under the hood at the engines powering all this. We'll weigh the incredible promise against some very real dangers. And finally, we'll give you a practical playbook for navigating this new frontier. Let's dive in. First up, agentic AI. You've probably heard this term thrown around a lot. It's being sold as the next evolution, the holy grail. But what we need to figure out is how much of that is a dream and how much is reality. So what even is an AI agent? Well, think of it like this. Right now, you ask an AI a question and it gives you an answer. An agent, on the other hand, does things. You could say, hey, plan a weekend trip to the mountains for me. And it would, find the cabin, book it, check the weather, and create an itinerary. It's a proactive assistant, not just a reactive search engine. That's the dream anyway.
And this is where that dream just slams into a wall of reality. On one side, you've got tech executives like Michael Dell saying you have to adopt this stuff right now or you'll be left in the dust. But then you listen to the engineers who are actually building it, people like OpenAI co-founder Andrej Karpathy, and his assessment? He says today's agents are, and I'm quoting here, cognitively lacking, just not working, and often produce slop. That is a massive, massive gap between the sales pitch and the reality.
And you can see this disconnect in the numbers too. Gartner, a huge tech analysis firm, is basically predicting that this bubble's going to burst. They're saying 40% of these so-called agentic AI projects could be canceled in the next couple of years. A big reason is something called agent washing, just slacking a trendy new label on old technology. The ambition is high, but the tech just isn't there to back it up yet. So if these fully autonomous agents are still a ways off, where is the real fight happening? Well, it's happening a lot closer to home than you think. In fact, it's happening right on the screen you're using to watch this.
The big tech companies have realized something crucial. To be a truly great assistant, an AI needs context. It needs to know what you're doing. So the new war is for control of the interface. OpenAI is supposedly building an AI-native browser. Microsoft is baking its AI Copilot directly into Windows so it can see your screen and act on it. The goal is to control the environment where you work and live online. And the risk? Well, it's pretty obvious. Giving an AI that level of access to your data is a huge privacy leap of faith.
Now, all of this, it doesn't just happen. To make these incredibly powerful AI models work, you need an absolutely staggering amount of computer power. So let's take a look at the massive engines running behind the scenes. Just try to wrap your head around this number. One of the top AI companies, Anthropic, is reportedly in a deal with Google to rent computer power. The price tag? Potentially in the high tens of billions of dollars. That's not to buy anything, that's just the rent. It shows you the scale we're talking about. This game is only for players with incredibly deep pockets. But all that power is useless without good data. So there's another gold rush happening at the same time. The race to make enterprise data agent-ready. You've got all these companies, from MariaDB to IBM to Dell, creating new tools to help businesses connect their own private, trusted data to these powerful AI models. It's like building the plumbing. It might not be the sexiest part of the AI revolution, but it is absolutely essential. Okay, we've talked tech, we've talked business. But how does this all actually show up in your life? This is where we see the two sides of the AI coin, the incredible promise and the very real peril. And the promise is pretty amazing, let's be honest. We're talking about cars that can truly drive themselves on the highway. Netflix is already using AI to de-age actors in movies. Target is using it to help their employees find products faster for shoppers. These are real, tangible improvements that can make life easier and more interesting. But then there's the other side. A recent study looked at how AI assistants handle news, and the results are, well, terrifying. It found that they misrepresented the news in almost half of their responses, 45% of the time. That could mean citing the wrong source, getting facts wrong, or just plain making things up. In an age where we're already struggling with misinformation, that is a huge red flag.
And these aren't just hypotheticals. This stuff has real-world consequences. This quote is from an actual lawsuit against Google, from someone who claims that their chatbots falsely accused him of terrible crimes, even fabricating sources to back it up. People's reputations and lives are on the line. This is the dangerous side of the gold rush, and it raises a critical question. Who's responsible when the machine gets it catastrophically wrong?
So it's a mess, right? Incredible potential on one hand, serious danger on the other. So how do we move forward? Well, thankfully, a consensus is starting to form around a more cautious, deliberate approach. There's a playbook for how to do this right.
And it really comes down to these 4 things. First, start slow and keep a human in the loop. Don't just let the AI go wild. Second, anchor it to good, reliable data, your own data if possible. Remember, garbage in, garbage out. Third, measure the right things. Don't just look at cost savings. Look at if it's actually making your decisions smarter. And finally, and this is probably the most important, prioritize governance and security from day one. It can't be an afterthought.
Ultimately, this whole conversation isn't really about the technology. It's about us. AI is learning from the world we've built, from all the data we've created. It's a mirror. So the biggest question we face in this AI gold rush isn't about what the machines can do. It's about what we choose to teach them. That's the challenge, and it's on all of us to figure it out.